Hey, this is Hall of Famer Devon W, and you're watching every Sunday, okay, the Hashtag Show. Remember, Hashtag Show, H-A-S, Hashtag Show. And if you don't, then, well, I guess I'm going to put your ass through a table. Testify.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. My goodness. We are back again 2 times in 1 week, but this time at our regularly scheduled time on Sunday nights. This is THS Wrestling presents That Wrestling Show. My name is John, and I am a man who actually beat a campaign in a video game. I can't believe it. I did it last night. Deathloop, guys, check it out if you haven't. And I am joined by the man who convinced the band Tool that selling their limited edition vinyl records for $850 was a bad idea. He got them down to $167 on Amazon.com, you guys. My good friend Neeson, how's it going?
I will accept all round of applause. I will accept all praise for getting the band Tool to drop the gouging prices all the way a good $800+ down. I mean, look, we're living in unprecedented times, guys. I mean, you know, inflation is running rapid. We're hearing this thing called surplus shortage or stock chains and block chains and rock chains. And I don't know the chains. There's so many chains, but I know one thing. Me and Pingle are doing a damn thing. Yeah, just bringing it back to good old 80s rap, ladies and gentlemen. That's the mindset I'm in right now. Hey, Pingle, how you doing besides enjoying the Tool price drop down? And shout out to everybody early. Welcome us back on Sunday.
Yeah, look at this.
Sunday. F football.
Boom.
I'm tired of getting jobbed out the football for like 20 weeks straight.
I know,
20 weeks. So I had to do Tuesdays.
We got
After
Thomas in the chat. We got Matthew in the chat. We got Ken in the chat. We got Dylan, the gift god, in the chat. The God. Everybody is here. Everybody is here. You know what, Neeson, there's one thing I wanted to do before we actually get into everything. And I actually, chat, I have not told Neeson about this. Last night I saw people talking about this, and today I went and picked it up. It's the Starlight Coca-Cola. It's a new flavor. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Starlight Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Starlight. It's got a little star. It's the taste of space, apparently.
Did they add crystal meth into it?
Well, we're about to find out live on the air.
Cracking it live. We're doing a live taste test, ladies and gentlemen. Coca-Cola.
It's a little can. Pinky's up.
Okay, pinky's up. Take a sip.
Yeah, I think I agree with Christopher in chat.
It's nasty.
I mean, I'm gonna finish it. It tastes like cotton candy.
Cotton candy cola?
Yeah.
Cotton candy Coca-Cola.
Well, that's the end of the show. I have to go to the dentist.
I was gonna say, well, they already had like 4 pounds of sugar in it. Now I just wonder how many pounds of sugar it has now.
I will say this is a tiny. I don't have Andre the Giant hands. This is a tiny. It's a tiny one.
Don't do it. You'll turn into Cody. There it is. There it is. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. The man took some Starlight Cola and now he is Cody Rhodes coming down. Yeah.
This is, I guess the first taste was like, now it just kind of, the sugar is taking over my body. Death to diabetics. Jesus, Christopher. Are you okay, man? Like, they can live a life too. It's okay. Holy shit. I don't really drink soft drinks either. I got my can of water here, but I saw it. I went, you know what? I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try.
A little bit of bubbly.
It's okay. Like, first thing I was like, oh, that's a lot. And it's like,
well, you know, maybe I'll go grab a little can from and just to try, just to have it, you know, just to get a little taste, you know, give a little taste, get a little taste.
Just get a little taste. There you go. Live tasting on air. First we thought it was nasty. Now we're just like, it's fine. Also, we have 9 more of them, so
Yeah.
we got the little cans. I didn't have the other thing. I wanted to try it.
What was the other thing? The Mountain Dew, like
No, I
hard
just like a regular one-off, like 20
yeah.
ounce bottle that I could have just one-offed,
Okay.
and that would have been the end of it. But we're here to stay. Here to stay. Boy, oh boy. We have some fun things to get to. I'm not sure how I feel about the first thing, but we're going to talk about it. I want to say 2 nights ago it was announced that Vince McMahon is going to appear on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday, right?
Thursday. He'll be on Thursday.
One of the T days. My goodness. So when I saw that, I went, oh damn, Vince McMahon never does interviews. He rarely does like live interviews with other people that are not, whatever. He doesn't really do them. That's cool. And Pat's like, yeah, that's great. And Vince McMahon says, well, how about a match at WrestleMania? So apparently, that's a great tie, by the way. Vince McMahon killing it with the paisley tie. Love it. So that's the rumor, guys, is that we are going to be entering a program between Pat McAfee and Vince McMahon that will end up as some sort of match at WrestleMania. I've read a couple of different things where it's like it's going to be a match or that something is going to happen. So maybe the details aren't completely hashed out yet. But the first thing I heard when somebody told me that this was going to be a match at WrestleMania, I said, no, thank you. I don't care to see that. I would rather have Vince McMahon maybe if the issue starts on the Pat McAfee show, maybe he could send his boy Austin Theory after Pat McAfee. I think that would be more interesting. But I don't, I'm kind of like, I don't like this. Neeson, how do you feel about this being a possible match at WrestleMania?
I think, look, I when I first heard this, I tried to, I told you, I think it's a thing of, I can't see them safely putting an 80-year-old man in a ring against someone that just did a War Games match like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when they're very particular about putting people in a ring for health reasons. I see a lot of things with that. So after me thinking, my second thought was, why are people bugging out? Like, chill the hell out. Like, it's not going to happen, guys. And if it does happen, hey, who the hell cares? If Vince McMahon goes out in the ring, that is one person that is the most willing and okay to go out inside of his ring in front of 80,000 people in Dallas. That is like the perfect send-off for that man at WrestleMania, at the thing that he bet his whole life on. This man bet his whole life on the first WrestleMania, and it actually turned out great. And this is why we have professional wrestling and sports entertainment the way we are today. So my first thought, after the first thought, I guess my second thought was, chill out, everybody. It's probably not going to happen. If it does, it's all for the sake of a story, because if Vince goes out in the ring, it's the way he will want to go out. But I think Pat McAfee, I don't think Pat McAfee is going to actually wrestle Vince McMahon. I think, like you said, I think it's going to be a start to something. But if anybody watches Pat McAfee's show, it's probably the most, like, I don't know the numbers. It's probably like right under, well, since Joe Rogan left, it's probably like the most live stream view thing, like show on YouTube, right? And with Brock Lesnar going and getting hits, I mean, Adam Cole, when he was on there, and like he got buzz from there. Michael Cole was on there. Well, Michael Cole was on there.
Interview was great.
Yeah. Like, it's so why not? You're going into the most stupendous WrestleMania of. Pat McAfee does the WrestleMania he voices over the WrestleMania package. This is how much they love this guy. Why not have the man, the myth, the legend, Vince McMahon, go on the show, if either start a few something with Pat McAfee, which I don't really see that happening, or just have a dope ass interview. Let's see Pat McAfee. He asks the questions.
I would love if it was just an interview.
Just have a dope ass interview, man. Like I want to see him ask about releases. Like I want to see him ask about Cesaro just left. Cesaro just left. Like talk about that. Bring up all these things which Pat McAfee is not afraid to do, and he's been bringing up. Like he brought up AEW to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had a great interview on Pat McAfee show. So hey, like get in. Next is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is gonna be the Pat McAfee show.
Man, hold on, Thomas, dude, you can't be going on different formats and just trying to re-up the same question, dude. We'll get to it when we're done talking about what we're talking.
I mean,
chill the fuck out. Chill out. You're still doing it. You're still doing it right now. Chill out. Chill out. Are you chill? You good? Okay. You got your attention. Chill out.
You didn't. That's how I feel. How do you feel?
I feel like I don't want this to happen because I don't want Vince McMahon to die in the ring if it actually happens. I feel like I don't want that to happen. If he insists on getting in the ring, tag team match player, have him and Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee and I don't know, someone. I think I would rather have that than anything else. And Pat McAfee is great. I would love for him to be part of WrestleMania. So I think that would be great. That would be good.
Let's keep going.
Pat McAfee and Cody. What? No. No, we don't want that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think if we're talking about names and we're talking about like big draws, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind Pat McAfee and Cody will definitely look. Pat McAfee just signed like a $30 million deal to YouTube for his thing. Like,
yeah,
he's a big time player. Okay, so Cody Rhodes going up against Pat McAfee isn't a small feat at all.
No.
So I wouldn't mind it. And I think, WrestleMania is about spectacular, stupendous moments, right? It's about moments. It's not about your favorite wrestling matches. It's not about your two top grapplers, putting on a 60-minute barn burner that leads to a draw. Like, it's not about that. It's about literally since the inception of WrestleMania is about star crossover moments. And I can't lie, that Pat McAfee and Cody, that's a star crossover moment. And if you want to put Cody at the top, because however you like it or not, Pat McAfee helped propel Adam Cole into a stature of like, oh, he doesn't need a title. He's bigger than a title. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Like, so, hey, if you want to make Cody feel special just for a one-off match on Mania, put him in there, Pat McAfee. Have him finish after Mania. I mean, have after Mania, you could start him on a story. But I honestly, that's not a bad idea.
All right, we are on the subject of WrestleMania, so we will answer Thomas's question that he asked 2 times. So is this have they said this is a unification match?
Yes, they said it was a unification match, underlined it, and then Roman Reigns went on and cut an ether promo on SmackDown to tell Brock Lesnar, like, that's already my title. Yeah. It's already my show. It's already my commentary. It's already my people. Give me what I want.
So do you think, we talked about it. We don't think that we felt like they were not going to unify the titles. And so now they're going to have one champion go across both, or they're only going to have the champion who wins stay.
Or how long? How long would it be unified?
I mean, all right, yeah, you know what? That's a great question. Here, I think this is a better question, but I would love for them to bring back the big gold belt because I love the big gold belt. I love the WCW
See?
big gold belt.
Yeah.
Or I think the title Brock had in like 2000 and
The unification title, the
yes.
unified title.
I love that title too. I think that would be cool. I think either one of those would be cool. But if this does happen and it is unified, I'm putting the over under 7 months at us getting a new champion on, I assume, Raw. A new title.
Yeah, I think definitely because look, man, you're doing all these big events, like, and you have these two network. I definitely say under 7 months, man. It's definitely gonna be under 7 months for sure. Like it's no way. Like, and I think it does. It isn't. Here's the thing: they haven't. They randomly lucked into finding their way into a real champion at Raw as of recent, right? Like a dominant champion. I think they dropped the ball with Big E. They had a thing with Bobby Lashley that got injured, but then Brock, like you keeping Brock. Oh, if you would have just kept Brock away from Roman, you could have told a great and dominant story and have two dominant champions on both sides that's going to draw ratings. I just think that they didn't know how to book. They didn't book Brock Lesnar properly. They messed, Bobby Lashley properly. They messed him up during the pandemic when they split him up from the Hurt Business, thinking everybody was going to cheer him this time around WrestleMania. And then when you go into when you finally give us something exciting and give us Big E, you mess that up. So they did this to themselves, and I think they think that one champion is going to help boost ratings for Raw, but it's not, because then you're just going to want to see your one champion one time, and then what? And you'll rather still see him on the overall better show, which is SmackDown. So I'm sorry, which is 2.0.
It's also weird that, like, we know that title is Roman's most likely going to win that match, and then the title will go to SmackDown, and then we have a 3-hour show, your flagship show. I don't know if they consider it that anymore, but without a world champion on it.
Right. I think but even so, I guess to say, if Roman does walk away with the unification title, which I think he is,
yes,
does Cody take it off of him? If we're
Cody
saying
become the double champ,
the double champ, or do you put Cody in the title right away against Roman as a sacrifice?
Dude, I have no idea. I'm honestly, like, we're gonna talk about Cody, but in a little bit again, because it's a hot topic. But I have no idea. I have no idea what that man's doing. I don't know who he's wrestling. I don't know. I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough to watch Monday Night Raw again. I'll tell you that much after last week.
I think that's the issue, right? I was listening to Daniel Bryan talk about this and how he said WWE is such a variety show, and that they tread lightly on professional wrestling. And AEW is a professional wrestling based show that still needs to do some variety aspects, right? And so I think that's the key. When you tuned in for a little bit and then you see a terrible segment with Dana Brooke and Reggie.
Hold on, I'm sorry. One thing that I thought was absolutely hilarious about that was Dana Brooke walking down to the ring doing this every 3 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't defend that, right? Like you can't, but also that's not. You go to the YouTube page and you see, like R-Truth said, that gets like 2-3 million hits.
Yeah.
So it's like what do you do? And it's funny that I say that, and Daniel Bryan says Tony Khan, the reason why formats change over there is because he looks at what hits and what doesn't. So in the beginning, the year, I think he was like year right before Punk and Daniel Bryan came over there was no interview segments in the first hour of the show. There was only interview segments second. He said when they start coming, they moved it to the first because they seen that the numbers tracked. They hit better. They were higher in the first. So now they're in the first. And he said Tony Khan looks at that and adjusts. WWE does the same thing. They're like, oh shit, this is getting like 3 million hits. Okay, well, we won't start it off at the top of the show, but let's bury it in the middle, right? Like let's bury it like right in that 6 or I guess like 9 o'clock hour. Let's bury it in there, like right at the top of that 9 o'clock. And then we could move on from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I completely get it. I seen something in the comments about the tag titles. Do you think they're going to unify? That means like all titles getting unified except the Intercontinental and US? Because Usos did mention like
we want to follow in Roman's footsteps.
Nah, they basically was like, yeah, maybe we'll like go to the Alpha Academy and take their titles.
I think that would be fine if they unified just 2 titles. But I mean, it might get a little, because I feel like, listen, I was like, well, what are they going to do with these titles? And I was going to say who are the women tag team champions? I don't even know.
Carmella and Zelina Vega.
Wow. Okay. I think maybe if we we're starting to unify belts, they need to travel from show to show for sure. Oh God, that was her last segment on television.
I've seen so many memes of like, yeah, and I'm a black, and then I'm on my own, and like other people interrupted her every time.
Oh my God.
I was like, ah, man.
Oh no.
This is what happens when there's more than one Royal Wrestling family.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you think they should unify the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles? That way we have like roaming tag champions. I think they need to set some rules in place though for that. If like I've said, if you what?
I'm reading the comments. Continue. I'm sorry.
I said if you have so let's just say, for instance, we have the match between Alpha Academy and the Usos. The Usos win. They can roam wherever. If they lose to Alpha Academy, then they have to stay on Raw as a trade-off for the tag team champions going from brand to brand. And I would say the same thing for the heavyweight title. Go old school. I think I would be okay with that, but the only problem is then that means that we don't have everyone's just on every show and then nothing happens. We just have Roman and Brock on every show and nobody else gets to develop.
This is my issue, and everybody that's screaming to unify, and I get why people are saying this. Too many titles. I understand your sentiment, but trust me, when all these titles get unified and all these people are hopping from show to show, you're going to be on Twitter talking about why they're not using XYZ, why they're not using Finn Balor, because they don't have time in those segments, and they have to show time to the champions. And that's one thing about it, like WWE does. If you're a world champion, they're gonna thread you throughout some show. The storyline, give or take, may be lame,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, but they're gonna thread you throughout the show. You're gonna take up probably 3 segments of a show. And on SmackDown, 3 segments, that's like what, 3 out of, I think, my TV time, I think it's like 3 out of 12, maybe, or 3 out of maybe like 10. So that's a lot of time. If you look at it, and then on Raw, 3 is like 16, but that's why you need to have separate shows with separate rosters. That's why these rosters are thinned out. So now they could concentrate on making these new stars. Like, I mean, Austin Theory, new star made. Riddle, new star made. I think Liv Morgan is a new star made. Dewdrop, new star made. Bianca Belair, we're talking about new star, but that's only been a year, guys. Like, it's been a 2-year run with her, and she's a new star made. So, but these are all happened because they had things to fight for on two different islands. Like, if you combine that, you're just gonna see the 4 horsewomen fight each other every single time.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
And then I want that. And then we'll see more releases, because we'll be like, we're not using you. We're just going to release you. And speaking of that, not really a release, more of a I'll see you later, maybe.
Yeah.
One Cesaro, or Claudio Castagnoli, as he might go by now, has left WWE. They tried to renew the contract. He was like, thanks, but no thanks. And this man is gone. He's gone from WWE. I believe he was there for like, what, 10, 12 years?
A very long time.
I literally, honestly thought this man would just stay in WWE forever. I thought he would just be there forever, but he's not. And I am excited for him, because who knows what he can do. And we're going to speculate. Obviously, you see our background to where we are. That's one place that he could go. A big loss. I do agree, but also at the same time, I don't, because what were they doing with him? So I don't think they really thought it was a big loss to just, I mean, clearly they wanted to keep him, because they don't want anybody to go to AEW and be like a world champion. They'll be like, oh, shucks. Because that's literally, I feel like, what WWE does whenever they lose somebody. They don't really care in the grand scheme of things, I feel, unless it hurts their pocket and their rating. And I don't really think this would hurt them, honestly. I feel like Cesaro's last loss was to Happy Corbin, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. Listen, when they used Cesaro properly in WWE, it was great. The bar was amazing. At first, I was like, this is dumb. Like, they had this long feud for no reason, and now they're a tag team. This is dumb. And then the bar was great. I mean, also, he was, oh man, who else was he tag team champions with? Him and Tyson Kidd. Him and Tyson Kidd were great tag team champions. And I mean, there were instances where we thought maybe Cesaro would be a world champion in WWE, and it never really happened. He got his great WWE, his Mania moment last year, which was perfect. Loved that. We didn't follow up with that, but it was great for him. And now he's gone. So he's a free agent. He didn't re-sign. They didn't release him, which means he could literally show up wherever AEW is on Wednesday if he so desired to. There's no 90-day clause. But I posed the question to you, Neeson. What do you want to see Claudio Castagnoli do? Where do you want to see him go? I feel like we're doing this a lot, but I mean, it happens. So
yeah, I mean, I want to see him do whatever makes him happy, honestly. But I think I don't want to see him go to AEW, man. Like, it's clear they have a plan with who they want at the top for a couple of years. And I don't want to see him get, put in some tag team, and then it just gets drowned out with somebody else. They have a lot of players over there. They have a lot of time. Like, whose spot is he going to take? Right? I think that's the issue. Like, whose spot will he take at AEW's? Like, there's spots. Like, there are spots. Who is he going to take? I don't care how good he is. They already have great people there already. Who would you say? I don't want to see him anymore. I want to see him, because and a person that you're going to say, not you, but person that most people are going to say is going to be probably a person that AEW should be developing. Right. And so then what? Then you're going to take Wardlow's spot.
I think the other thing we have to realize is a lot of those 3-year contracts are coming up. So maybe a lot of guys are going to be like, nah, I'm good. And then we do have a spot. I mean, maybe not like a big spot, but we have a spot that could potentially become something bigger.
Right. I think, but you're saying those 3 years contracts are, but those are for like the main guys, right? Like everybody that those 3-year contracts are up now, like either got extended or they got, they left. I tweeted this. Cody Rhodes was the cost of three free agents, like 3,
maybe 4 now.
So but 4, I don't want to see him in AEW. Like, I think it's cool. Yeah, great reaction. Cool. He'd be like, no, I don't want to see him there. I think Impact would be great for Impact, because I think Impact is this weird place of they don't have an identity, but they have the talent, and they have enough eyeballs to actually carve out their identity. But I think they need the talent to say, this is mine. I'm going to put this on my back, and I'm going to carve out a new ROH-esque, not a WWE-esque, and not even be AW PWG-esque. Give me a ROH-esque type of movement with Impact. I think New Japan getting in a G1, I think that'll be amazing for him. I think that should be the first move, especially him. Daniel Bryan's talking about trying to get into the G1 as well. I think that will be great. But honestly, I see him showing back up in WWE, man. I him not getting is basically just came down to financials and like, hey, let's figure it out. And I think it all left on good terms, as everyone's saying.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be back, and I think he should be back. I know people are saying he's underrated, this and this and that, but let's be honest, Cesaro found his footing during the pandemic. The bar, like you said, the bar was great. It was able to show what he could do in the ring and tell stories in the ring with a little bit of character. But it wasn't until the pandemic, and then right when they found it, who did he face, guys? Roman Reigns. Right when he found that, right when he dove into that character. So I think, they're trying to start with new stars at WWE. They're trying to freshen it out, but you stay around there long enough, like everyone said, you're gonna get your shot, and you're gonna be a top made star. So I think he'll be back at WWE, making the rounds, making the towns.
I would most definitely prefer him going to New Japan. I think him in the G1 would be amazing, like you said. I think that would be super cool. I think it'd also be cool if he was, because we know once again, New Japan's strong. They're trying to build that brand. If he was able to help that brand, I feel like that would be crazy too. There's a lot of great potential there for matches as well. But I mean, I'm excited to see where Claudio goes. Mm-hmm. Maybe he can convince Chris Hero to come out of self-imposed retirement, and we can get the Kings of Wrestling again. Who knows? Who knows what will happen for Swiss Money Holding going forward? We need to talk. We're going to venture into AEW land here, and we need to talk about MJF's promo on Wednesday. Is it true? Tell me it's true. That's a great way to end it too, with a tear in his eye. This is why you WWE wants is looking at MJF. This right here. This is how, if you weren't sold on the card for an already stacked pay-per-view and we're just pulling this promo out of the pocket and you're like, holy shit. This was a great promo. Our good friend and sometime co-host on this show, the Wrestling Classic, got a shout out in the promo. When it happened, I went, oh, I don't know what you did, but I was like, holy shit.
I was like, I was the I was the
oh my god, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep. Yeah, that was me
pointing at the TV. This promo was great. As you can see, if you did actually go see the Wrestling Classics post with MJF, probably one of his first comments on the page, you can see that a lot of truths were spoken on the part of MJF during this promo. And basically a villain origin story told in the course of, I want to say, 10 minutes. This was perfect. CM Punk coming out at the end and not being aggressive, just being like, you need to let me know if all of this is true.
Yeah.
Are you lying to me right now? Is this true? And I believe MJF kind of gives a nod, right? And then leaves.
Yeah. He just like,
Chris, thanks for stopping by, man.
He just looks at him and then he just rolls out the ring, hops out. Yeah, man, that was such a great promo. It was great because it felt real. And then take a peek behind the curtain. Justin talks about this quite a bit, how he has a relationship with MJF because of that, because he reached out to MJF a long time ago. MJF was like, yeah, like I found your page, like that all is true. Yeah, it's a true statement. He posted the thing in 2015, or I think it was 2015 of or 2011, whatever it was, 2014. That where where MJF actually said these things on the post. Like, so I said this in the beginning of this feud, and I'm gonna say it now. How can you boo MJF? Like, it's been he hasn't made it easy to boo him this whole time. So my question is this the long play for us just to boo CM Punk? Is this how we get to a heel CM Punk?
Is this a double turn?
Is this the double turn? Is this the Bret Hart, Steve Austin?
How is this the
WrestleMania 13?
I feel okay. So I feel like just MJF being completely beaten down, bloody, and just like, you were my hero, blah, blah, like that, and him and Punk just still beating him down. But here's the thing, like, I feel like we have the thread with Wardlow.
Yeah.
So it's like, do we squash that? Do we just go and squash that? Because I feel like if there was no attachment, if it was just MJF by himself, I'd be like, absolutely do this. But there's that thread where we're waiting for that payoff where Wardlow gets his.
Yeah, I think, but then that way, are we making Wardlow a heel? Are we having Wardlow be a big bad heel, and then we could have Wardlow and like Keith Lee, right? Like,
yeah,
we can have a two bad house fight feud going on, like, because then if you turn, and this is like, all right,
there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I think it's great. Here it goes. So double turn. MJF bloody, beaten down. CM Punk keeps pounding on him, whatever, and then crowd starts booing. MJF loses, but he comes out. He eats his humble pie. He's gonna say whatever. Warlow's there. Warlow basically hits him with the powerbomb symphony. Boom, boom, like keeps hitting him over and over again on that next Wednesday. Now Warlow is a full-blown heel. MJF is a face. And then you have now MJF could run through the gamut of the Adam Cole's, the whoever, like he could now face all these other people on that other side, and then Warlow could go through the Keith Lee's, he could even go for Hangman, he could go all on that side. It'll be great. It'll be fan-effing-tastic if this can happen.
I feel, Calvin, with Wardlow, we can't, if we're gonna break him off from whatever he's doing now, he has to be on his own, because it's starting to build. Like, I don't want him taking a back seat at this point. I feel like him shifting over, I know, like, not really with, it's kind of like the Shield wasn't with Punk, but they were with Punk.
They were. And
I get that, but I feel like shifting Wardlow over would not be good, if that makes sense.
It does. I agree. I think Warlow has to be on his own, but I think, man, that's another thing. And I know we moved on from the Cody ship. That's another thing, our WWE rather thing. But
yeah, we haven't even gotten to the Cody ship.
Yeah, with Cody going to WWE potentially, he trained Warlow. He trained Powerhouse Hobbs. He's trained he has all these guys in a Nightmare Factory, that he worked with, that if he was like, yo, you know what? Hey man, just come over here when your contract is up in a year. Right? Like, just come through over here. And Warlow, he could talk and he looks like money. WWE is interested in him.
Oh,
MJF could talk his ass off, and he could definitely go in the ring. WWE is interested in him. So yeah, it's kudos to them for making themselves stars. The MJF and Warlow definitely have, man, they're stars. They are stars.
Can I know this isn't on the docket, but I just want to say, if Eddie Kingston does not beat Chris Jericho at the pay-per-view, then I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, honestly,
he's got to win. He has to win that match.
Do you think, what makes you think Chris Jericho is going to win that match?
What makes me think he's going to win it?
Yeah.
Just because I just, that's how I feel like it would probably go, and make me upset for half the pay-per-view.
Only way I can see Chris Jericho winning that match, if Chris Jericho is aiming for a title shot or something after. Like if he's going for a TNT title or something.
Eddie, he's right there. Eddie's right. He's right here, watching over me with the wink. He's winking. I'll win, bud. Don't worry about it.
Guess we planned the show back, because we definitely should have went over the Revolution card. I forgot it's Sunday, guys.
Yeah,
it's Sunday, and we forget that,
Yeah,
we're doing like a special pre-tape special.
Yeah, we'll figure it out what we're gonna do with that. Anyway, guys, so yeah, if you haven't, and for some reason, seen the MJF promo, go check it out. I did like a bit of a Macho Man thing there. I was going like, I don't know. I don't do the Macho Man. That's Justin. Justin does the Macho Man.
Fair. Yeah.
So let's head on over to Cody Land, because we got some more stuff here. There he is. Hey guys, did you think I was gone? Did you think we weren't going to talk about me?
My picture's gone.
So there was a lot of speculation about him leaving because of money. Not liking the money, and it sounds like, according to DDP, there's a big long thing that DDP said. There he is. There's MJF checking his phone in the background. I didn't see that. I would be too. Is MJF the everyman? I think he might be. It's like, oh boy, I just gotta.
Cody went where? All right, great.
So
Fantastic.
I have the whole quote, but basically, you know, there's no bad blood between him and Tony Khan. It was just a mutual thing. Hey, what's this? Hey, Cody, what's this I hear about? Apparently, I'm just Jewing everyone what they're saying in their picture now. What's this I hear about bad blood? I thought we were cool. So there's no bad blood, which is great because, I mean, I feel like when we talk about wrestlers leaving, there's always like, oh man, I can't wait for the interview where they absolutely destroy the company they just came from. It's kind of refreshing to hear, like, no, I just left. Like, give Eddie Kingston a damn chance. I agree. I mean, how do you feel about this? Everything that DDP said, just kind of like, I can't tell you what I'm doing, but you know, it's not because of this. It's just,
yeah, I think it shows that, you know, as we're reporting, talking, you know, the conversation goes, like, we really don't know. And at the end of the day, this is a job, and at the end of the day, this was a tough decision for Cody.
yeah.
And so if he does go to WWE, if he starts his own promotion, which honestly, more and more I start to think about it, I'm like,
Global Force Wrestling's making a comeback. What?
yeah, I'm really like, hey man, like maybe he's not gonna, like, you if you got change your narrative or control your narrative, getting a TV deal. So why can't, and that's, you know, EC3 and Braun Strowman, like why can't you get a Cody Rhodes, get some players, and really get a real TV deal? Like, so that's when I read that, I was like, okay, clearly he has something. He has to go try this out. He said it, like, you know, he has something he's doing.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it is.
So yeah, so I'm like, maybe it's not WWE, man. Maybe he has his own thing going. And it's one thing's for certain, Turner has taken him out of those promos for the Big Show. Like, they don't show him like the close-up promos on him for the Big Show anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe he's like, you know what, I'm gonna start my own thing, and him and good old Paul Levesque go and have a promotion.
Yeah,
Be
him and
excited.
Paul.
Him and Paul Levesque. Oh, let's see. Oh, speaking of son, what's your thoughts on that and insane right ring rumors about it? You know what? I have thoughts on this. I do, because I actually heard an interview with EC3, and the guy is smart. He's definitely doing all this on purpose. Like, he's doing all of these things on purpose. It's all to get people riled up and to get fit, like, oh yeah, I know if I do a whole January 6th promotion, people are gonna get riled up and feel away about it. And they're gonna hate tweet me, and they're gonna hate retweet me, and they're gonna hate comment me. They're gonna do all the things. And that he's been doing it. And he was at a coffee shop, like, writing out, he was like, yeah, like, I just come in, like, I write out these promos. He said he bought a trailer, like a beat down, like a Peacemaker trailer.
Oh,
And he was like, just to put himself in a character. He's like, I watched Peacemaker, I was like, wow, that's really the character that I'm building out. And just him saying that, I was like, he knows what he's doing. And it could have, and great for him, like, because everybody's scared to be the bad guy. Everybody is scared to be the you know, they're scared to get quote unquote canceled, right? But it takes somebody that's like, I don't care, try to cancel me, and you can't cancel that person. Like, you can't, like, because just as many people that try to quote unquote cancel you, they're going to give you ratings, they're going to give you views, they're going to go into your posts and give you engagements and be like, you know, you're going to, like, oh, so you're hiring XYZ, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, but you're giving these people engagement, you're giving these people talk points. So corporations and sponsorships, they don't care about nothing like that. They'd be like, oh, you're getting this? Cool, we're going to put
a lot
money.
of people are talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. And that's the game of it. So I think it's a very smart in great way to enter the professional wrestling realm, because that's one thing. That is one thing that you should be in TV. You know, Thanos could kill half the universe and nobody's going and like punching Josh, what's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, nobody's going punching Josh Brolin. Nobody's like commenting on, well, I mean they are, but like nobody's like seriously taking it for real, for real. Pro wrestling should be that. It should be that. You should have let people kill half the universe. You should let people express views and points that's in relation to what people actually feel in America, rather it's how I agree with it or not. Like, be that. Sparks, give me emotion.
So you think it's all kayfabe? You think the kayfabe in it?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, well, I won't say all. I think it is the world of that. I think it is born from, oh, they really don't like this type of stuff. But a lot of people really do like this type of stuff. All right, let's run in Texas. Like it's a fan base right there. Let's run in Texas. Yeah, you know what? Like F this mass mandate thing. All the little trigger words. Do that. Say that. It's marketing genius. So, let's say, is it controlled narrative for promotion? So it's actual promotion. Yeah, that they're gonna have a network. They won't have titles as of now, but they still will have something to fight for, and
honor.
It'll be
no.
Right. It'll be men and women, and it'll be great, man.
Who's there? It's EC3. It's Braun. It's Austin Aries just signed with them, right?
Austin Aries, yeah. I can't remember who else just signed with. So he did wrestle all, but he also said that he wants the card, because I believe they have the show on the 31st of March, and he was like, he wants it to be a surprise. Like, he wants like each match to like they don't know who's, what match is going to be, and then that will let everybody know. Which I think, hey, give me something different, more and more.
I just looked up on Reddit. Genuinely confused. Is Control Your Narrative promotion for MAGA hats?
See, that's
has
what they
510 want. Comments.
That's what they want. That's what they want. Like, it's legit marketing genius.
All right, so we're gonna end with, and I want the audience, the chat participation. Tony Khan once again has said, "Hey, I've got a big announcement for Wednesday, guys. Big announcement on Wednesday. Be there or be square." Now, this could be a. This is Neeson. Yeah. That'd be great, huh?
Yeah,
that'd be good.
It'd be him. Her.
Neeson showing up on AEW. My goodness, he's all elite and he's asleep. Anyway. So, a lot of speculation again. What do you think it's going to be, and then what do you hope it's going to be? They could be one and the same, but what if they're different? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So what I hope it is that it is either an announcement of a New Japan versus AEW event, or that AEW is going to compete in the G1. Either one of those is what I hope it would be. As in, I'm going to send AEW over and we're going to win your tournament. I think that would be cool. Okay. Or I think it might be some New Japan AEW thing to where maybe we're hosting G1 matches on Dynamite, which I think would be cool. I don't know. Something like that would be cool. The other thing that could possibly be, but I don't think it's true, is that Tony Khan has purchased Ring of Honor. Those are the only two things that I think it could be that are crazy. So it's probably Jeff Hardy though.
You know what? I don't get myself up for these big money Tony tweets. I don't get hype for them. I think every week should be whatever. But yeah, I think it's Jeff Hardy. I think all those things are great. It's just, you know what? Hearing you say that feels like it's not gonna happen, because you've been the one person that I've know has been wanted a crossover, a real crossover between AEW and New Japan for so long. And it's just like as long as you wanted it, they just won't give it to you. And I don't think they like you, Pingle. I think it's personal. I think they're like, look, I know this guy John Pingle the third. He wants this, but we're just not gonna do it.
Listen, I knew they didn't like me last week when Jonathan Gresham was backstage and he didn't show up on Dynamite.
This is very true.
I would have turned into an Alex Mack puddle if that had happened.
Yeah.
Anyone get that reference? Secret
World
World of Alex Mack. Look it up.
I think yeah, man. I think it's Jeff Hardy. I'm not really excited either way. I mean, I'm excited to see what's it gonna be, but I'm not super excited. But any of those ideas, I'm for. I think it'd be great for professional wrestling.
So do you feel like Tony Khan doesn't need to do this?
No, he does not.
Like, he could just come out.
It's not.
We don't need to announce it ahead of time. We could be like, AEW opens the show, we're running down the card, and a huge announcement by Tony Khan tonight. We don't need it to be hyped so much.
He's trying to get. I get it, and he's trying to get ratings, which is great. Like, get your ratings, bro. It's TBS. You're not on TNT. You're trying to get the ratings. I have no qualms with that. I'm just tired of like people actually hook, bait, and sinker. Like he could literally, nobody extra is going to watch the show. I don't think they had a big spike in ratings in how long? It's been pretty, I think, like consistent enough. Not like, it's like, it's like high number, low numbers. Not like, we doubled in ratings. We thirded it, like something like that. Like it's
yeah. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. That's what my money's on, is it's one of those things. I do like whenever he has a huge announcement though. I mean, maybe, that'd be great. They defended the television title on TV every week. I'm just saying, maybe if you name a title after a network, maybe you should defend it on there every week. I feel like they're doing that with the TNT title, but they're not doing it with the TBS title, and they really need to start doing that. All right. I can smell dinner, so I can smell it. I can smell it in the next room.
I can smell the takes too.
So, do we want to do a hashtag of the week?
Yeah, we can do hashtag.
You want to go, because I don't have one right now.
All right. Let's see here. My hashtag of the week is gonna go to Roman, my Roman. That is the hashtag. Roman, my Roman. Look, guys, I know this is ad nauseum. We've been talking about Roman level. Roman Reigns is the God. He's at God level. He is the head of the table, the tribal chief. He is the needle mover. But I think he proved it more and more. I don't know what music is playing right now. I think he proved it. I think he proved it time and time again within this little promo. Him turning heel was the best decision that WWE has made for his character in a very long time, and they made it at the right time. They made it at a time where people just thought they were going to get the same old Roman Reigns coming back, spearing, taking everybody's lunch money, and then coming out, cutting a welcome to Monday Night Raw, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. I'm not a bad guy, not a good guy, I'm the guy promo. No, instead, he came back, won a triple threat match, and wrecked everyone and left and been holding that title since. And now he's stood face to face with Brock Lesnar, a man that he's going to main event WrestleMania for the third time, only to be outdone, or not even outdone, to match Undertaker and Triple H. And that's right, the Great One versus the son of, I was about to cuss all in this motherfucker, but the SOB himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this is the level we have to talk about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in. Brock Lesnar putting on the A game, the cream of the crop game. I mean, the man is coming out with cowboy hats, kissing girls and kissing babies and taking selfies and having people touch his title and giving pounds. I mean, the man is on a roll, but he's still not at God level. He is still not the needle mover. He is still not the tribal chief. He is still not the head of the table. He is still not Roman, my Roman. And I just want to give him his kudos, because we're going to miss him when he's gone. Because like the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the cell, the DDT Mandalorian, the ESPY award winning Sasha Banks, count your days, WWE, because that man won't be here for too much longer.
All right. Mine's pretty simple. We didn't really run it down, but AEW Revolution, guys, is the hashtag this week. This show is stacked to the rafters. We're going to be watching this from 5 p.m. to 10:30 at night, and we're going to be like, wow, that was crazy. This card is absolutely stacked. I think they've done a really good job of building this card as well. I mean, we talked CM Punk MJF earlier in a dog collar match, which was we were already excited for it, and then it was put over the top by MJF's promo. We have Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. We could see a new champion, or we could see the absolute destruction of what the Elite is right now, which we've already seen kind of happening. There's a lot of story here, and I'm excited to see what happens. We got Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley, and I guess depending on how that match goes, these two could form an alliance, and we could see a brand new crazy stable of violent people just beating the hell out of the entire roster. Either way, I'm excited for it. And Jericho, Eddie Kingston, I swear if Eddie Kingston does not win this match, I'm going to lose my mind. But it's great to see Eddie Kingston in a featured match on a pay-per-view once again. And I mean, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, the feud that seemingly never ends, could come to maybe a pause after this. And then we've got the face of the Revolution ladder match. Wardlow, Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and whoever wins the final match, which I'm actually not even sure who's involved in that. But guys, it's going to be an amazing pay-per-view. We're going to cover it. And yeah, I'm excited. The go-home show is technically Friday, but you know, Wednesdays is where it's at. So there you go. Boom, pow, surprise. Well then, guys, thanks for joining us. I honestly thought we wouldn't have that much to talk about, and then Vince McMahon wanted to wrestle at WrestleMania. So, you know, you can find us at our socials that are sitting right there. the bottom of your screen. You got anything else to plug, Neeson, before we get out of here?
Sure I do, but can't remember. But March 18th, March 18th, March 18th, March 18th, March 18th.
There you go.
March 18th.
All right. Man,
and we'll talk about that in another show. But yeah, we got the other show, March 19th, JB's wrestling show. So March 19th, we'll get some more information coming up about that.
Yeah.
If you're in the LA areas at 1720.
That's gonna be
March
something. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I guess we are going. So let's go, but we already are.
Oh,
all right, guys. Let's see. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News. I missed that, but we'll talk about that off air. What do we got? YouTube.com/that#show TV, Twitch.tv/that #show. But most importantly, guys, that #show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, Nixon. Bye. Bye, Nixon.